Hi, I'm Al Sutherland with the Mesonet Weather Report. Well, April started off with heat, wind, and rain. April 1st, 98 degrees recorded by the Mesonet in Altus, Oklahoma. Then we come into Monday and we see storms move across the state with rain and wind. Our rain map from that event shows Waurika came in at 3.12 inches, so that was the maximum, but areas as far away like Hooker, 2.36 inches, Wilburton, 1.84. We can look at our map and those green areas, that's an inch or more of rain, and then in those yellow tan areas, that's where we get up close to that 3 inches. Scattered across the state, the blue areas are typically in the area around ½ an inch of rain, and then there's that area of white up around the Osage County area that had little to no rain. Along with the rain that came in on those storms for Monday and Tuesday was wind. The wind map for April 3rd of peak wind gusts shows that we had lots of winds that were 40 or more in wind speed, and we can see that in those gold numbers. Hooker came in at the peak wind gust 52 miles per hour. Ardmore, way down to the south central part of the state, 48, and then over on the eastern side, Wilburton, 51 mile per hour. With good wheat growth and the heads coming on early, one of the things that we saw from the rains and wind this week was some wheat lodging, and we have a picture of that, and you can see how that wheat just begins to go down in the field. That's going to hurt yields some in those fields. Gary, how did this week's rain impact drought ratings?
Thanks, Al. Well, that rainfall Al just got through talking about has produced more improvements in the latest U.S. Drought Monitor map. As you can see, we have more improvements in southwestern parts of the state, in the northwest, and especially the Oklahoma Panhandle, which has been the worst hit part of the state. Now, possibly the best news is with the reduction of that D4 in the Panhandle, we now have no D4 in the state for the first time since March 29th of 2011, almost exactly a year. So great news there. Now, I promised you last week I'd let you know if March set any temperature records, and it most definitely did. As you can see on this graph of March temperatures average across the state from 1895 all the way through 2012, the March of 2012 is now the warmest on record at 59.4 degrees. Now that beats out the previous record holder, March 2007, which had an average temperature of 58.3 degrees. Now there's something else very interesting on this graph of average March temperatures. Take a look at all those really cold Marches previous to 1970 or so. Some of those are 7, 8, 9, even 10 degrees below normal. Now look at the ones after 1970. You just really don't see those cold Marches anymore. Now, is that because we have warmer high temperatures, or are we getting warmer low temperatures? Or is it a combination of the two? That's something we'll have to look at in the future. March was not only significantly warm, it was also significantly wet, which is where we got all that great drought relief from. Taking a look at this graph for precipitation for March 1895 through 2012, we can see that this March came in as the 6th wettest on record, with the statewide average about 4.5 inches. Now, just as with the temperature graph, something odd happens about 1970 or so with the precipitation graph as well. Take a look at all those significantly dry years prior to 1970. Now take a look at all those years after 1970. It does get dry from time to time, especially in 2011, but it just doesn't get as dry as it does back in the previous 5, 6 decades or so. So Marches have become warmer and they become wetter. I think that's a good thing. We'll take it. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.